Good morning and welcome. On a fall October day, October 20th, 1839 to be exact, a principal and 46 students started what would then become Baltimore City College. Today, we celebrate 175 years of the nation's third oldest public institution.
Yeah.
We thank you for joining us today, press, government officials, alumni, and public school communities. Today you will hear from several of them to talk about the excellence which has become Baltimore City College. And we hope that you will learn about what has become our civitas and motto of excellence over these 175 years. We are joined today by the Honorable Benjamin L. Cardin, the United States Senator from Maryland and Baltimore City College, class of 1960.
Yeah.
We are joined by the Honorable Mary Pat Clark, Baltimore City Council, District 14.
Yeah.
We are also joined today by the Honorable Shanesha Sauls, who is the chair of the Baltimore City Board of School Commissioners.
Yes.
In addition, you will hear from our illustrious principal, Ms. Cindy Harcum, Baltimore class of 1988.
Yeah.
And pulling up the rear, our loyal alumnus who is representing so many alum. Martin Resnick, member of the Baltimore City College Hall of Fame, class of 1949.
Yeah.
And the artist that has commemorated our 175th anniversary, Mr. Greg Otto, Baltimore City class of 1960.
Yeah.
We will now hear from the Honorable Benjamin Cardin.
Good morning.
Morning.
It's wonderful to be here, and I thank you all for coming out, particularly the students. Let's hear it for the students. When someone from Baltimore asks you what school you've gone to, they're not talking about college. They're talking about the high school, and the odds are the person who asked that question went to City College because they're so proud of the place that they went to school. There's something unique about City College. And yes, it's about giving you confidence in what you can do in life, and it teaches you leadership. So whether you're a person who's gone into education, such as Principal Harcum, or whether you're a person who is comfortable and developed their artistic skills like Greg Otto, or whether you're a person who got confidence and understanding and went into the business world and became an incredible entrepreneur such as Marty Resnick, City College is a very special place for you. And to Mary Pat Clark and to Barbara Mikulski, who's represented by Michelle Brown, who's here, we know that if you could have, you would have gone to City College. It was our fault back then. But we thank you all because City College truly is a unique institution. But when I think about it, it's more than just confidence and leadership. What really brought City together is a commitment that we live in a broader community. And those of us who had the opportunity to be educated here, we recognize that it did give us a chance. You know, City is a high school that can brag about having 3 current members of the United States Congress. There's no other public high school in the country that has that, with Elijah Cummings and Dutch Rupersberger. So it is a proud place, but it also taught each of us, as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, each of us has a mission, each of us can make a difference. And that is really embedded in a city education, that we know that we can do something to help our community. So yes, we are proud to celebrate today the 175th anniversary of City College, a city forever. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
We will now hear from Councilman Mary Pat Clark.
It's a great honor to be here. Thank you so much, Senator Cardin, for wishing that the women had been here sooner. I am not a graduate of Baltimore City College, but I've been welcomed in and very grateful to feel like part of the alumni for many years. I was a city council member way back in 1978 when the faculty rose up and said, we got to do better and we also need the school to be fixed. I want to say that the community that surrounds this school, the Coldstream, Homestead, Montebello community, joined in that effort. They were very active in saying, we agree, we agree. And one of our provisions was, okay, we'll close the school for a while, we'll reopen it to its new day, but when we do reopen it, all refurbished, girls will be admitted. Amen. And I have to say that I'm now finally the relative of a city college person. He's a freshman, and he loves it, and I can tell you from my own family's perspective, the pride and joy we have to have one of our young ones part of the City College family and heritage. So, on behalf of the community which made sacrifices, because this had become their zone school, and by closing and reopening, they lost that. But they did so willingly because of the excellence they held in high esteem of this institution. And so it was important. And now, today, for the students, that building across the parking lot, that boiler building, is where the Coldstream Homestead Montebello Community Corporation continues to operate, maintaining summer camps for kids, meetings of people on all kinds of issues, and we pay a big, Madam Chair of the board, we pay $1 a year for the privilege, and I hope we've paid up. Let me know if I owe you $1, but I want to thank City and the school board for welcoming us on campus for all these years, and let you know the sacrifices this community gladly made for the wonderful institution we have today. Thanks.
Please welcome to the podium Dr. Shanacia Sauls, the Chair of the Board of Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
It is an honor to be here. I won't recite my Latin as I did not have a city college education, but the motto rings true: honor to one who earns it. At a time where honor and tradition often do not get the attention that they deserve, I am proud, Baltimore City Board of School Commissioners is proud, and Dr. Thornton, our CEO, is proud to stand in a moment where we can recognize and celebrate what it means to be an honorable institution that is steeped in tradition, that looks forward to the future. I will say that I don't have the City College ties, but I do have a City College story. I grew up in a very small rural area in southern Maryland, St. Mary's County. And I was sent by my local student council association to a big conference where students from all around the state would convene to talk about issues confronting students and confronting education. And I walked into this big convention hall, and the person who was serving as the MC, the presiding officer, did a roll call. I was the only person from St. Mary's. And then this individual said, now will the students of Baltimore City please stand up? The the entire middle of the atrium stood. And this individual, I came to find out was not only a graduate of City College, he went on to become elected to represent the students in every single school in the state of Maryland on the State Board of Education. And during my time I spent quite a bit of time over the course of that year with this convention of students, and the Baltimore City students actually adopted me. And that's when I came to know about City College and the rivalry of some other institutions that were going unnamed. So while I'm not a City College alumnus or alumna, I am very pleased to be here today. Honor your tradition, continue to make your alumni, your teachers proud, and thank you so much for inviting me this morning. Congratulations.
We will now hear from the principal of Baltimore City College, Ms. Cindy Harkin.
I'm going to hurry up because I know you got to get back to class soon, right? I was just checking. So, City College is what it is today because of students like these. Our students make City College one of the top institutions in this country. Now, I can't tell you what kind of pride I have to be a graduate of this school, to be a former teacher of this school, and now the head of Baltimore City College, one of the top institutions in this country. When I go around to the national or international conferences, and we talk about what's happening in curriculum and education, someone in the room knows about Baltimore City College. There's a familiar phrase that comes out often when you talk to our graduates. They say the first thing they hear when they go to their particular universities is, "What school did you go to?" Because they want to know who taught you how to write the way you do. Who taught you how to do that level of research? Who taught you how to read critically? Who taught you how to analyze that way? Because it's not a shock for our students when they get those major assignments and told evaluate, delineate, and submit, because city students know what to do. And that's what Palmam Qui Merit Farad is all about. It's about working hard and smart. So our students are critical thinkers, and that's what makes City College stand out, because our students understand how to learn, and they come from a team that works hard. Our staff, our faculty members are among the best teachers out there. They care about their students. They build relationships with their students. They come back and teach. And that's a big deal for us, to be able to grow our students to become teachers. And of course, citizens who recognize the importance of giving back to the community. Whether or not you're a senator, or you're a delegate, or you're an artist, it means something. So I can't tell you I can say that the work that's going forward for City College remains to keep us at the highest level of the curriculum. We will continue to push forward and reach in the highest rigors of our programming, whether or not it means everybody does International Baccalaureate or some aspect of rigorous curriculum, even in terms of advanced placement. We know that that's what's important for our students' readiness for college. And City is all about college readiness and making certain that our students have options and that they can go to the selective universities or any of the local universities that they choose. But City is about readiness, and we're very proud of our students, and we're very proud of our traditions. And I look forward to another 25 years for Baltimore City College. City forever.
We will now hear from alumnus, Mr. Marty Resnick, class of 1949.
Thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be representing the alumni and also at the same time represent the committee who is putting on this 175th anniversary event this year. I asked the committee when they asked me to serve on the committee, I was first of all honored when I asked them why. They said, well, you are a recent past inductee into the Hall of Fame. You're not so recent graduate from the city. I said, she is very nice. I said, what other responsibilities? And they said, well, let me tell you some of the committees. We have, first of all, we're going to have the Hall of Fame committee, and we're going to have the Women of City committee, and then we're going to have naturally the Gala committee. I said, wonderful. I said, I think would you like me to nominate some people for the Hall of Fame? They said, no, we've already done that. I'd like me to nominate some people for the Women of City? They said, no, we've already done that. I said, can I get the entertainment for you? They said, no, we've already done that. Well, I said, well, okay. I said, is there anything that I can do for you? They said, well, we want to make sure that we have the finest cocktail hour for a party that the city has ever had. We have great hors d'oeuvres, fantastic food, wonderful service. And I thought, well, maybe that's the reason they want me on the committee. And then I figured, well, they then know, I must know somebody within the organization, Martin's organization. So I called my son. I said, son, what can we do? But here's what they want. He said, Dad, they want more than that. They want the best possible price they can get it. I said, well, son, let's give it to them. And we're going to make sure that you will have, and this organization will have, and the city will have, the 175th anniversary of one of Martin's facilities in which you can all be very proud, and I can be very proud. Thank you for the honor of allowing me to be here today. Thank you for honoring me for being on the committee, and thank you for allowing me to participate at the event taking place on October the 25th. Thank you.
All right.
City College has cultivated and produced many gifted and talented individuals, and this is yet another example of one. Please welcome to the podium Mr. Greg Otto, the artist of the poster of the 175th anniversary, and the class of 1960.
Well, you look good for your age.
I am not Mr. Otto. I am JD Merrill. I'm class of 2009, and I'm a faculty member here at City College. Students, you did not hear my graduation year. I do have the pleasure of introducing Mr. Otto. Like Senator Cardin, Mr. Otto is a 1961 graduate of City College. While at City College, Mr. Otto was the art editor of the yearbook, the newspaper The Collegian, and served for 3 years as the head of the Art Service Club. Greg is a graduate of the Maryland Institute College of Art and has received a National Endowment of the Arts grant. His drawings and paintings have appeared in Baltimore, Washington, Chicago, and New York, and often his work has been used in efforts to preserve significant buildings such as ours throughout the city. He is proud that City College Alumni Association asked him to use this painting that he did for his 50th reunion at City for the 175th anniversary. Mr. Otto.
Thank you, JD. Thank you very much. It's great to be back in my old neighborhood. I grew up 2 blocks north of 36th Street, and at that time we had Memorial Stadium here. I went to Waverly Elementary School in the old building. They have a brand new building, which is really lovely. We've been in it this year, teaching class. So the 2 remaining buildings are Eastern High School, the old Eastern, and Baltimore City College. So as JD said, we always have to be very vigilant about these old buildings. And this really isn't, I mean, it's an old building, you know, chronologically, but in spirit it isn't. So we always have to keep our eye, because I was talking to Mary Pat Clark earlier, and I don't know whether I imagined this, but I think it was true that there was a move before I think you became elected to raise the school, to tear it down for parking for, excuse me, the Memorial Stadium. Now that, thank goodness, the alums got together and stopped that. But you always have to be vigilant about these things. So I'm so happy that the school still remains here. But as far as the poster is concerned, part of my idea about preservation, and you can see it up there, is by using very heightened colors, very strong colors, is to draw attention to the school. And this is what we've been doing with a lot of preservation work. They're not proposals to paint the building this color, although I wouldn't object to some of them. But it's to raise the profile of the city or whatever structure it is, and also bring the school's image a bit into the 21st century. So it's been a joy, and thanks to JD and everybody else on his committee, to be asked to do this. It was a lot of fun. It was not a chore. I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. And the other thing is, in closing, I want to thank the school very, very much.